everybody doing all right this morning?
Yeah, morning.
Hope you're wide and awake, because this morning I'm going to be talking to you about gaming as a service and also Google Stadia. First, I want to ask, what in here does everybody like to game on usually?
Xbox One, Xbox
Right. A few consoles, PCs, maybe some smartphones in there.
PlayStation 4 and PC definitely.
What if I told you that there were a way that you could play A+ titles on any device that you wanted? I'd be a big flat liar, right? No, not exactly. Gaming as a service. Does anybody know what gaming as a service is? Any guesses? You?
They stream a game to your system without downloading it.
Pretty much. That's pretty much it. Gaming as a service, also cloud gaming. Gaming as a service, sometimes called cloud gaming, is a type of online gaming that aims to provide smooth and direct playability to end users of games across various devices. It usually includes a host gaming server capable of executing the gaming engine and streaming the gaming data to the client device. So basically it allows you to play games without having the physical media to play them and also downloading them to whatever you're playing on, so it saves space. It's been getting quite the hype lately. Good hype or bad, it's up to you to decide, but how does cloud gaming work exactly? Cloud gaming is a method of playing games that is done by using hardware in a different location than the client, typically taking the form of servers owned by that company. Rather than downloading a game onto your system and installing it via physical media and playing it locally, cloud gaming relies on internet streaming to deliver games on your device of choice. This means your console, television, mobile phone, computer. And it's not relying on its internal hardware to power the games. As a result, the games that are incapable of running locally on a system could run easily via cloud gaming. Cloud gaming requires a persistent internet connection in order to operate, as none of the information, including save data, is stored on your system, but instead stored remotely. This makes it less ideal for areas with spotty connections, but is also picking up speed in smaller, highly developed countries. And I've got a little video for you showcasing cloud gaming a little bit, explaining it a little bit more to you.
Online is cloud gaming. But what is cloud gaming? Cloud gaming is a new way to experience the hottest games instantly, wherever and whenever you want them. Cloud gaming doesn't use discs, so you never have to wait in line to get the games you want. Cloud gaming doesn't require high-end hardware for you to play the latest titles. Cloud gaming doesn't require big downloads, so you can start playing instantly. You can even play the same game on your PC, Mac, or TV. That's why with OnLive, all your time is game time. Just like when you get your music or watch videos on demand, OnLive delivers the games you want instantly, right from the cloud. OnLive builds all the computing power you need into its own servers, so you can play top-tier games over the internet from nearly any PC, Mac, or TV. It's gaming made easier and faster. It's instant gaming from OnLive. So what are you waiting for? Play now for free at onlive.com.
Just play.
So I'm going to name a few cloud gaming services that are available to you today. Here I've got a little screenshot of a website I took showcasing some of the services available to you. Namely, PlayStation Now is a big one. The Blade service called Shadow Cloud Gaming is a big service. GeForce Now is a big one. But they all have their select problems to them. I'll talk to you about that here in a few minutes. Does cloud gaming work right now? Not particularly. What is wrong with it? Well, its first and biggest problem is if you've got any sort of latency or high ping, you're going to be experiencing lag in your gameplay. It's pretty rough as it is now, especially in places where internet connection isn't the best. The coverage that it offers isn't really great. In small areas, it doesn't really offer the service in a lot of places. Another thing would be costs. It typically tells you what you're going to be paying up front as far as the service goes, but there's usually little hidden fees in there as far as streaming fees. And of course, if you have data caps from your provider, then that really hinders you because it does take up a lot of bandwidth. What I consider to be borrowing is kind of what it is. You pretty much use others' hardware in order to play your games. I definitely like having the physical media still. I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way. So enter Google Stadia, new cloud gaming service by Google. Showing you a little bit of what
From
it's
the
about.
beginning of time, games have brought us together. Players and spectators. By the handful, the hundreds and the thousands. We built stadiums, places to gather around every kind of spectacle. Glory, tragedy, pageantry, community, rivalry, and wonder. Until every city, town, and village had a place where anyone could play. Thousands of years later, our games have changed. But our need to come together remains. This new era of gaming needs a new place together. One place where anything you dream can be built. Playgrounds for every imagination. One place where you and everyone you know and everyone they know will all play together. One place that never stops evolving, where everyone will play and watch
Yes! High five!
and create. From any screen, at any time. One place for all of the ways we play. This is Stadia. Gather round.
So Stadia is definitely user-friendly as far as multiplayer goes. They're very big on that. So Stadia lets you play a lot of modern games on just about any screen you own, with Google servers handling all the processing power and beaming you via the cloud. There are no downloads or installations to worry about. Your device can run a Google Chrome browser, can handle Stadia. When Google Stadia launches, it'll support play on your TV, desktop computer, laptop, tablet, and smartphones, starting with the Pixel 3 and 3a models. So it's going to be running on a lot of the Google-enabled devices that we own. Google Stadia allows for cross-platform play across all supported platforms, meaning you can play alongside anyone else who has Google Stadia over a stable internet connection. So next I want to talk a little bit about the network requirements that Google Stadia will require. I've taken a screenshot here of their website as far as their network connection is concerned. So the minimum requirement for Stadia is 10 megabits per second down. and their highest quality would be requiring 35 megabits per second down. At the lowest quality, the resolution is going to be about 720p, but it's still going to be 60 frames per second with stereo audio. At about 20 megabits per second down, you'd be getting 1080p with HDR video, 60 frames per second, 5.1 surround audio. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you'd be sitting pretty at 4K HDR video, 60 FPS, and also surround sound. There aren't really any hardware requirements for Stadia other than it requires your device to be able to run a Google Chrome browser. And of course, if you are wanting to play games in 4K 60 FPS, your device has to support that. AKA, if you've got a phone that you're wanting to play Google Stadia on, if the screen resolution is 1080p, you're going to be playing in 1080p. At launch, Stadia is set to work for laptop, desktop PCs, TVs, with the Google Chromecast, of course, the Google Slate tablets, and also the Google Pixel 3 and 3a smartphones, respectively. And next, I'm showing you a little bit of the titles that have been confirmed for Google Stadia. Now, they haven't really confirmed what it's going to be getting at launch, but these are just a few of them. Namely, big ones like Borderlands 3, The Crew 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Wolfenstein Youngblood, games like that, AAA titles. So the cost for Stadia is going to be about $9.99 per month. Next year they'll be releasing a free tier though, making Stadia free for everyone. Of course, that also means that for the paid tier there's going to be extra benefits to having it, or if you're using the free tier, there may be things that you don't get, whereas the paid does. Google on their website now has the Founders Edition available, which includes Google Chromecast Ultra, a Google Stadia controller, Founders Edition, and 3 months of the service for free. And of course, you'd be paying $9.99 after that 3 months is over. The Founders Edition costs $129.99, and you get extra early access to Stadia. So these are a few pictures of the controllers that Stadia has available. On the left, there's the Founders Edition, where it's got the Google Chromecast with it and the Stadia controller. And then on the right, you've got the standard controllers that are offering the white, the black, and wasabi colors. The controllers are pretty cool compared to other ones because they actually connect directly to your network, which is pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. And then I also do want to show you what Stadia looks like in action. This is from a conference they held this year.
Book running the Chrome OS. There is basically no hardware acceleration on that laptop whatsoever, and the game is running directly from our data center. It's then easy and instantaneous to move that same game experience from exactly that moment onto the phone, here on a Pixel 3 XL. Once again, no loss in quality, and we can go straight onto the desktop PC. We actually went to buy the least powerful PC we could find here. And we could enjoy the same vision that the developer had, the same high quality 1080p stream, 60 frames per second, and the full game vision, regardless of the hardware that you're using. And then it's once again seamless to go from running on our PC to running on a tablet. In this case, once again, running the Chrome OS on a Pixel Slate. then finally, we then move seamlessly to the TV. So this TV is accessed using this, which is a Chromecast Ultra HDMI streamer. There is no console required to reach this experience. Thanks, Colin. Great presentation.
So that was a little bit of what Google Stadia looks like. Google Stadia is set to launch in November 2019 in the US, UK, Europe, and Canada. The big question will be, how is it going to differ from its counterparts? Because the cloud gaming service hasn't been the best, Google kind of has a lot on its plate. What's different about it? Since it's expected that Google has more services available for the Stadia service to use, theoretically, the closer the server is to the client and the more servers that are around, the less latency that the user will experience. The PlayStation Now service offers an extensive library of games, but they're all on rotation, meaning they don't stay around forever. They kind of go away after a set amount of time. You don't lose your data, but you won't get it back until the game comes back. GeForce Now only offers games from platforms like Steam, Uplay, and Battle.net. And also, they've been in a closed beta since October 1st, 2015. The shadow gaming service from Blade is fairly expensive at a fee of $49.95 per month, which is crazy. A lot of the other ones aren't that expensive at all. They're usually anywhere from $5 to $10, and they're sometimes free. For concerns about Stadia, I'm wondering that the Stadia may just have problems as all other cloud gaming services did. I'm wondering that if the latency or ping problems that the other services had will be affecting Stadia just the same, or if Google can actually pull it off. Does anybody else have any concerns about Google Stadia as a cloud gaming service? No? Alrighty, well, that's going to conclude my presentation.